Good morning, students. Myself Abhishek Sharma from Mount Letra Z School, Jhansi. Students, we are continuing with fifth chapter of Indian Economic Development of Class 12th, and the name of chapter is Human Capital Formation. Today, we are going to conduct a discussion on need for government intervention and the role played by the regulatory authorities in India. So let's begin with the topic. But first of all, what is the difference between human capital and human development? They both look like and sound similar, but there is a clear distinction. Human capital consider education and health as a means to increase labor to productivity. On the other hand, human development, education and health are integral to human well-being, because only when people have the ability to read and write and the ability to lead a long and healthy life, they will be able to make other choices which they value. Now, what is the need for government intervention? The expenditure on education and health assume great importance on the formation of human capital. So it is very important that such expenditure provides positive result. To ensure favorable benefits, government intervention is important because of following reason. Expenditure on education and health makes substantial long-term impact and they cannot be easily reversed. If a child is admitted to a school or a health care center and required services are not provided in such institute or center, then substantial amount of damage would have been done before the decision is taken to shift the child to another institution. Individual consumer of these services do not have complete information. The providers of education and health services may acquire monopoly power and may get involved in exploitation of the society. Now, some regulatory authorities. In education, the Ministry of Education at the union and state level and Department of Education and various institutions like National Council of Educational Research and Training (NCRT), University Grant Commission (UGC), and All India Council of Technical Education (AICTE) regulate the complete education sector of India. Talking to health, the Ministry of Health at the union and state level, Department of Health and various organizations like Indian Council for Medical Research regulate the health sector. Basic education and health care fundamental right of every citizen. In a developing country like India, large section of the population lives below the poverty line and are unable to afford basic education and health care facilities. Moreover, a substantial section of our people cannot afford to reach super specialty health care and further higher education. Furthermore, when basic education and health care is considered as a right of the citizen, then it is essential that government should provide education and health services free of cost for the deserving citizens and those from the socially oppressed classes. Both the union and state government have been raising expenditure in the education sector over the years in order to fulfill the objectives of attaining 100% literacy and health facilities for all. The analysis of health sector is taken up in coming lectures, so the scope of this is restricted to a education sector only. Polio-free India possible due to the government intervention. In the past, very less people were aware about polio and its vaccination. But due to the constant information provided by the government and various efforts of NGOs and trusts, people are now well aware of polio, and India has already achieved 99% eradication and only a few pockets of polios are left behind it. So the role of government is important to ensure that private providers of these services adhere to the standard stipulated by the government and charges the correct price from the society. So students, that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.